A lot of it. I don't know if we get that much. Or do when you're going back.
I just seen Brad and Arthur.
Well, I still got siding that's going up, that's supposed to go up. I still got gutters that are supposed to go up. I still got a lot of work that's supposed to be done. I ain't seen it.
Okay, we are live, and so we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Let's go ahead and stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm going to skip the rules, but roll call, we are all here. That'll be the extent of my roll call. So we do have a quorum. I'm going to let Todd, because as you know, in the last meeting we had Todd and Sunny kind of leading the discussion. So if it's okay with everybody else, I'm going to kind of turn the meeting over to Todd to run. We talked about that, so he was super prepared. I don't know if he took me seriously when I said that or not, but so I don't know if you want audience first, whether you want to talk first, what you want to do.
I'll just say what I'm going to say and then they can chime in.
Okay.
Sunny, John and I, we've either talked to all parties involved or text, considering the parking on Sycamore and the issues of not having enough parking, what could be done to make it better or eliminate not having parking for their businesses. After talking to everyone, I think it's probably best, with council's approval, of course, that we make it a business parking along Sycamore, just on the other side of the vintage shop and library. It was that way before when Old Town Hall was there. And I spoke to the ladies at the library, and they said when that was that way, they never had any issues with parking. So part of my issue with it was how do we enforce it. They said they never had a problem with it. So maybe just having signs there stating that it's a business only parking from, I would say like 9 to 6 would be enough of a factor that people would see and not park there. Open for discussion, rest of council. Have you got any ideas? Or?
How many spaces down to the end of the building? I don't remember now how many are there.
I don't know how many there are.
Four.
Also, they, the ladies at the library have concerns with the lines maybe need repainted because you can't see exactly where to park. So I told them we're looking at that too.
Has there ever been any signs that specify drive frames?
Yeah, on the Old Town Hall, did it have a time? It was 9 to 6, wasn't it?
Yeah, John. I don't know what the times were. I know it had times. Anybody remember what they were?
I thought they posted already.
The library opened like 6, I think.
I don't remember, because the pictures that John sent me yesterday, he didn't have that part.
Drew, how late are you going to be open?
I can work according to the library.
Okay.
I would say the library's open 6 days a week. I'd say I'd be probably 5 or 6 days a week also. But they're open till on Saturdays, and I don't think it's till 6, but it's still at 3 or 4, I think. So that's on Saturday, which is going to be probably a little more issue.
When did it stop becoming like a business parking? Because the library was still there.
Old Town Hall, when it went to the new place, I think something. Yeah.
The parking signs, that part was on the signs, it was reserved for town hall parking. So it never reserved specifically for the library. But that part was on the sign that she sent me yesterday.
So is it the people that live in the apartments parking there?
Honestly, I don't know. You guys, you've been by several times, so.
I haven't seen that many places that have been taken, just when I've gone by. But, I mean, I may be going at the wrong time. There seems to be ample parking when I've gone by, but I imagine other times of the day that it might be full. I don't know.
When archery has a shoot,
On Saturday, archery.
I don't know when they do that, but
I thought they had on Saturday, was it?
I don't remember.
Somebody said something like
Tuesdays
this.
and
Tuesdays and Thursdays is archery. From like 6 to.
But they're later evening then.
Yeah, so that wouldn't matter with that.
Okay.
And as I recall, if I understood correctly, they can also park on the other side of where the fence is, where the tower is, correct? I don't know that anybody utilizes that, but I think somebody said that.
It's like 3 spots there.
There's 3.
Yeah.
Are they using the parking behind your apartment building there? Is
Not,
there
not
place that-
anyone other than my customers, no. I haven't had any, maybe every once in a while someone slipped in.
I mean, are your tenants utilizing that instead of the places on Sycamore, or do you have an idea?
Some. Most of
I
my,
kind of feel like they have been.
most of my doors are on Sycamore though, so
Okay.
personal preference, a lot of people want to be right by the front door.
And I will tell you, that's a different ongoing discussion. So we'll fill you in a little bit more on that later on some of the things that we've talked about as possibilities. We talked to the engineer on some options if they could come up with something, but definitely work in progress on that and somewhere down the road.
What, so when we say business parking, we've talked about this before. I firmly believe I am a business. I'm an LLC right there in town, so I would consider that business as well, no different than any of the other businesses.
Are you talking a roofing business that people park there maybe, or is
No.
it your,
That's more down the road.
right now, that's what I was, are you
Yeah.
talking your apartment complex?
Yeah.
I believe that falls underneath the residential, commercial deal. And when we discussed the 9 and 6, when I met with Drew prior, most of your tenants are employed. Therefore, if it's between 9 and 6, your tenants are usually going to work by then, which frees up the parking for Drew's customers, library customers. And then at 6 o'clock, when they leave, your tenants should be arriving home, which frees up space other than archery club, which they have to accommodate first come, first served. That was my thinking behind all that.
Right, yeah, I think for the most part it'll work out. I mean, the majority of my tenants are day shift employees, but
And then I started, when Drew called and complained, I went from Howard Street to North Street on Sycamore. And Lord and behold, we found multiple cars, no plates, expired tags, sitting on there, and everybody has been super good about moving their stuff to accommodate parking. Everybody was real cooperative and understanding and moved their stuff and made accommodations. And I think that's what's freed up the space now, where Todd and I've looked at it. I did get a truck, I don't know who drives the truck, but he was parked all the way up to the building. I got pictures of it. So if you can have your tenants make sure they're not over the sidewalk and help accommodate, I think if everybody works together, it'll work out just fine.
I agree. I think it'll work out. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page as to what we define as business parking. Does that exclude my customers, or does that include them?
Who's really going to know?
That's the kicker too.
That's-
Who's really going to know? But I just
Really
want to
an
know.
established resident. I mean, that's, and everything that I've looked at, that's an established residence. parking out on the street just like anywhere else. I mean, it's a public access, it's public parking, and it would be no different than renting the house across the street and I park out in front of my house. It's no difference. But to have reserved parking for your tenants, no.
Not reserved, but just unbiased.
But, well, we gotta accommodate and meet in the middle somewhere. And we gotta at least try. But we're trying to accommodate for everybody by saying 9 to 6. You give the commercial side of it to work and then the residential side of it to operate after those hours. And that's understandable if I got the day off and I'm parked there from 9 to 6. I mean, I think that would be understandable. But to leave a car sit there 7 days and not move, that's not going to be understandable.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree to that.
So,
Every
I mean, if everybody works together, I believe it'll work out just fine, just like they planned.
So like where I live on South Sycamore, we have, and it's not a problem, but it can be during the summer, to where you got 10 cars, they go from the Legion and park in front of my place, or both of my places, Justin's rental property, and what happens is, we pull up from after work, we can't even park in front of our own houses, so that could be addressed too. Second of all, how much of North Sycamore Street is public right of way? And how much on the old town hall where you got where you got angled parking? How far does angled parking actually go north? Has the town actually went to the courthouse or the plot map and said, Galveston, we own this? And Justin, you own that, and Claire, you own this. Has the town actually went down North Sycamore Street and said, this is what we own and this is what we don't own? Can any of you guys actually say what you own on North Sycamore Street on that pavement? Can anybody on this board say that? Say, we know exactly what we own.
I'll be the first one to say, I don't know, but
Okay.
if you're
So
talking,
you know,
let's just throw it
Todd,
out.
you know?
If you're talking about Zoom.
I would say that Sunny and I definitely looked at all of that at one point, but to say that we looked at it for that specific, no. I mean, to be able to answer right off the top, no.
Okay.
I mean, have we looked at it? We looked at everything when we were looking at the planning.
But you don't actually know what the town owns down there or not.
But, you know what, in all honesty, Michael, the question that you're asking was irrelevant for this part of this discussion.
Well,
You know, we know that we need to
Right.
further some additional discussions with Justin. We know that.
Well, I'm asking because somebody said about the angled parking and then possibly more angled parking that the paint has. So how far does that angled parking go?
The angle parking currently goes to the end of what was Town Hall, to the end of the building, because there's an alley back behind it.
Because on South Sycamore, you got parallel on one side and angle on the other.
We have
What makes
parallel
the
on this
difference
side.
of north when you got parallel on one and angle on the other, and they're the same distance of street?
So,
So I think I have a valid question.
well, and if your question is why one and the other, the street is not wide enough to do angle parking, because I will tell you that I sent a text message to I had planned to talk to him one of the days he was here, to the engineer, and sent a text message. They've since worked things up. We do not have room to be able to do angle parking on both sides.
No, that's not what
So-
I'm asking. Like, if you go on South Sycamore Street, like Justin's building and my building, that's angled, right? And then you go where like Jan Robertson, like this other property, the manor, that's parallel.
Right.
If you go down there where Drew has it, that's angled. How far is angled go down there? And then in front of his building, it's parallel.
Right.
It's just like it goes angled, and then all of a sudden it goes parallel, and it's not the same as.
On the opposite side.
Yeah.
And I have no idea, because that obviously dates back way before us. I mean, way before us.
So I was just asking what the town what is owned by the town, how far that angle parking can go down that street.
Does the white paint that used to be there, that you can still kind of see, does that clarify what he's kind of asking?
I would assume that
Let's do the
clarifies
side.
what he is asking. It doesn't clarify because he's asking, can it go on further down? And the answer to that is, none of us know.
Right, we're just gonna do what was there already and what was there before. That's all.
And then the other part, like, you know, we've assured Justin that discussion continues, you know, in terms of what we can do to try to help and work on some other things.
Is that alley behind the old town hall used for anything?
We've had that discussion because it gets blocked some, and
I drive through it sometimes.
I start to say, I think there's, you know,
I think
especially
really
if Johnson's
the only
open.
time it's maybe blocked is when Archer's got something going on.
Archer's
I
blocked.
think normally it is.
So,
They don't even know, I mean, it's not, they don't even know it's an alley,
True.
but they're the only ones I've seen really.
It used to be
I
one
use it.
behind the old town hall too.
There it is.
Okay.
see, and I didn't realize that.
Oh, what it,
You said there used to be parking behind Old Town Hall, until you guys just mentioned it. I didn't realize
There's a
that.
little spot right behind.
well, we took a couple when we put the tower and the fence up. That's behind.
Tower.
The tower that reads the water meters,
Oh, okay.
it's right there on that corner.
But I went out there on the side of Old Town Hall, which is for a vintage place, but of course you guys put the blue lines for the one handicap, okay? And then if you vaguely see the white lines that were there, there's another 9 spots
Okay.
if you want to continue that like before. And then, of course, it ventures close to that alley where the old white lines were, and then you keep going down to North Street, and there's also at least 2 spots that had white lines that I can't see underneath the
Yeah.
tractors or the trucks that are between there and the end. But
Before
there used to
we,
be white lines.
sorry, before we mark any white lines, I went to us, as the ADA person, I want us to check what we need to do to make that handicap spot truly an ADA compatible, because I know that it needs the lines for possible ramp type things, and I don't know if there's, I don't know what the requirements are on that, whether we can put it up further towards 18 or whether it needs to be on the other side. So it may change a little bit of that, and it will definitely delay a little bit, Drew, when those lines get painted, but hopefully people will follow what they can see until then. Because until we can figure out the legal requirements of what the handicap spot needs to be, it's not going to allow us to do those other ones. But we will make sure that they're the right width for what they need to be. And that's something I can check with our engineer. I didn't want to deal with any of that until I knew what was happening, you know, on this.
I'm just concerned, obviously when you first open the store, it's like a restaurant, you're gonna be busier than later. So we got tables, we're gonna have heavy stuff. Obviously, those librarians should get the closer spots to walk around there, because, you know, they got a good walk, but in case we have to load out heavier stuff, that's why it'd be nice to have some spots, because I can't man the front and the side. We're not gonna use the side door for security reasons, no cameras that way, so the front and the side to load out there. And somebody said, oh, park across there, wherever, but I don't want any customers crossing the highway with more traffic, obviously, if they're carrying stuff, or if I have to carry stuff for them. I mean, that puts me more of a liability, in case getting hit or getting a car knocked off, or somebody's driving by, or something like that.
So you need a loading zone out front.
But I say, Saturdays, if I'm open until 5 or 6, that would probably be the busier day, I would say, but until you open, I don't know for sure.
Okay.
So I guess I'll make a motion that we make the parking business only from 9 to 6. With potential, well, we will paint the lines once the ADA issue gets looked at. I guess all the parking that was there before, that was business, we'll just do the same. The whole town hall is there.
So you say Monday through Saturday?
I'm sorry, what
Oh.
days?
Yeah, I think Monday through Saturday.
Just to clarify, does that include or not include my customers?
We're just gonna put business. And
Okay,
if you consider yourself a business,
right on.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
You fight with your.
Did I ask something? I've worked with them and I've tried to involve everybody, 2 birds with 1 stone, because it's a domino effect, obviously, and that other stuff. If these people can't park there and just walk across to there, all of a sudden, people start parking where we're talking about. But I have to say that I'm renting from the town itself. Correct? He's not, he's getting money, but I'm paying the town. Sorry to say that, but that's how I feel about it.
I don't really get that, I mean.
Before we have any more discussion, because you have a motion on the table, and then you can do more discussion, but you need a second.
I'll second the motion, 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday.
Was that Michael?
Yes.
Okay, now you can do more discussion if you want to let them, that's fine, but you're on time.
I just think as long as we put business, I don't think we can, what else can we put on there? We can put each individual business on there. I don't think that's very, I think just having the signs enough are gonna deter people from parking there that aren't, coming to these businesses. And the library ladies have said exactly that, they never had issues.
Right.
So, I think that's good enough.
Well, Justin and I have talked about this, and I know he doesn't agree with me, but resident and business are 2 different things, and I'm pretty sure that anybody in any government entity would tell you that from what I've understood. But again, hopefully it's just something that people can be courteous of one another. If somebody's running into their apartment for 10 minutes, that's one of those things that you just kind of go with. And again, parked for a week is a totally different thing. Okay, Todd has a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Anything else? All right, I will say, I have worked on, I do need to make the Monday through Saturday addition to what I sent you yesterday as far as potential signage. We'll see what it does. Then we can work on permanent signage or whatever. It may actually work. I'm going to play with my Cricut. And, so it'll probably be the first of the week, though, before any of that gets up there. By the time I get it created, you heard me say I'm kind of playing tomorrow. And so we'll get that taken care of. Hopefully then by sometime early in the week, we'll have the signage posted. It may not be permanent signage. It may, I don't know whether I'm going to stencil it yet or whether I'm going to try to use sticker on it. But if it starts coming off, let me know whichever way it is and we'll take care of something more permanent. But this gets it up quickly.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second motion. We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor? Aye. Shoot.